But I think I did shoot a gun, but it was so long ago that I didn't feel the power and all that stuff people talk about behind it.
So you shot the gun and it flung out of your hand. You're lucky you didn't have the bullet shoot you in the dick.
Absolutely. But you know what? When my sex life now not existed, the only bad thing was I probably had to use a catheter every day like that Johnny Knoxville guy. But other than that, yeah, I don't think it would have affected my sex life whatsoever.
Your sex life. You mentioned the other, maybe 2 episodes ago, that you're not focusing on sex anymore. Is that still the case for you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get laid, of course. We all got the biology in us, but like I said, these bouncers at this one bar, they were talking to me last night, some Friday night, and they're like, one guy was like, I feel bad for you, man. I feel sad because I told him, I said, well, I live in my parents' basement and it just sucks the life out of me in every aspect, not just with girls, with everything. Like that's why part of me wants to just quit my job and just lay in a ball and just fucking sleep all day like I was doing all this year. And I was telling him, I said, I tried in my 20s for almost 10 years, and I tried everything possible to try to get girls to like me, and I was willing to change myself, and no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. And they give you stupid advice like, oh, just go over and say hi. Well, I done that. You go over and say hi, and then they look at you and they're like, okay, what do you want? It has to go somewhere. And then they say, oh, go over and just buy a girl a drink. Well, I've done that twice in my life, and both times the girl just took the drink from me, walked away, didn't even say thank you, and I wasted money. And then they said other stuff, just do this. I said, I've done all this stuff. I've done it all. I've done everything. I tried everything, and it doesn't work out. And I wasted so much energy, so much time. I'm glad I did it, but now I actually just want to make myself laugh and have fun when I go out. I say stupid shit. And when I brought that up, he was like, you got to be yourself. And I said, well, I do be myself. And then you tell me, don't say this or that. That's not the same thing. He goes, yeah, but sometimes you be saying stupid shit. I said, well, that's part of who I am. I like saying stupid shit to make myself laugh.
So that's interesting. So when you heard that advice of saying hi, you took it literally, like, don't say hi, not say hi and transition into talking about something, but just say hi.
Well, that's what the guy said.
That's what he meant.
My mom used to say that to me, too. My mom told me that before I started. She was like, oh, just say hi to a girl. I'm like, well, maybe back in your generation that worked, but I did say hi. I used to go to malls and say hi to girls, and I used to during the daytime, and you got to say more. You say hi, and you just sound like you're just selling something. Like you want something, but you're not. It has to go somewhere. I tried that for years. It doesn't work for me.
Do you find yourself thinking a lot in those situations, like thinking, oh, should I say it this way? What if I say that? What if I look stupid? Like anything like that?
I used to, but what I realized is like the one guy would say, what about to go over to that girl and say hi, and I did it, and he's like, oh, it's how you said it. I go, well, I'm not you. I can't say it the way you say it. Like if I go over and and you're more high energy to me, and you say go over and say hi, and I go over, I'm just laid back, and I'm like, hi. You're like, no, man, you gotta say like this, like hi. I'm like, well, that's not me.
Hi.
I'm not high energy, So I can't be you. It's not gonna work. So I've tried.
You ever
everything.
Curious just to see, not even to say like transition into more of anything, but like just try and see what the reaction is that you get if you were to say it like with the high energy.
I mean, I've been high energy before, and it's good, but some old school pickup artist guys say you always want to match the energy into a group, and that's good advice. I've done that before. I've done it all. I've tried everything, dude. And it's like I'm not bummed out about it. Really not. I'm just trying to get my life together, But it's like getting laid would be nice, but I think it's more specifically at nighttime. I would totally be down to approach girls during the daytime because it's much easier to talk to them. At nighttime, there's so much bullshit going on between the alcohol, their attitude, the fact that they just want attention, they just want to get laid, they want to get pictures, and it's just so much going on that I'm literally just, I don't want to deal with them. Like I'll dance, I make dance approaches and stuff. I'll dance and I'll say stupid shit. I don't genuinely want to approach them anymore. They're not going to go home with me or any guy. It happened once years ago, but the girl was it was in her head. She wanted to just go home with somebody, and she saw me and probably thought, oh, this guy will do, and she, came over. Well, at the time, I had my apartment. It was weird how that was good timing. I had my apartment, and for 3.5 months, and she came over, and it was all right. I mean, but,
do you guys do anything? Now I sound like a fucking kid. Oh, did you guys hook up?
Did you stick it in her?
I can't believe I just said
but no, we did. But the thing is, I couldn't get it up because I had a roommate, and she was cool. Like, she had guys come over, and she was like a slut and everything. But she didn't. I was worried she was going to hear it, and she wouldn't knock on the door and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" But I was worried I was going to wake her up, and she's a heavy sleeper. So, because I was fingering the girl, she was like kicking the wall, and I was like, she's got to hear that, And
she was kicking the wall. It sounds like you were doing the right spots or something.
I don't know. I mean, at first she did and then I couldn't get the condom. I only had one condom, and I couldn't stay hard enough to put it on. And she saw it, and then so what I did was, this is so pathetic of me. This is how lame I am. She was laying down next to me. The chick was like tired, so she was kind of sleeping. I pulled Louis C.K. or Bill Cosby, whatever you want to call it. I just jerked off next to her.
You did what?
I jerked off in the condom next to her. Why? I was like touching her pussy and figured, and she didn't care. I think she knew what I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume there's. I don't know if that's.
So I came with a woman, but not in the way I wanted, where it's inside of the pussy. But yeah, and then we went out and some more, and she, you know what? It reminds me of a Patrice O'Neal joke. Patrice O'Neal had this joke when he was like, some of these girls are dirty. Like, you don't even know them, and you try to test them. Like, you try to, like, just stick it in. And you're like, ew, this bitch let me put it in raw. She's nasty. Well, this chick, when I said, I was having a hard time even getting it up for her because I was nervous. And then I got it up, and then she was like, okay, that's good. She felt my boner. She's like, okay, that's good enough. She's like, just fuck me. And I was like, okay, let me get my condom. And she was like, oh, you have a condom? Okay. Like, she said it like, oh, like, if you want to. And
if you want to.
Yeah,
wow.
In my head, I'm like, I met her at a bar. Not to say that means she's automatically dirty, but I'm like, I can't. First of all, it's dark. So I can't even see if this chick's got blue waffle or if she's, she's got fucking bumps or herpes or anything, I can't even see her pussy, So I'm like, why would I? Who knows? And I'm not going to flatter myself and say she wants to get pregnant. Like, she wants my seed, but how do you know she's just not some nut who just wants to get some random guy to knock her up, So. Do
you think she had an STD?
I don't know. I mean, I used my fingers on her, and I didn't stick my penis anywhere near her, so, if she did, I didn't get anything, thank God. But I don't know. But the whole story, I don't know if I told you the story probably a while ago. It was interesting because I always, for the pickup artist stuff, they call it game, which is really gay. I always thought if I was going to get laid, here's how it would happen at a bar. So I meet a girl, she's with her friends, we're talking, her friends are being cock blocks. I win the group over, we leave to another bar, we start talking, blah, blah, and then we kind of just make up a lie and say, okay, I'm going to give this guy a ride home. He lives in my neighborhood. We sneak and it happens. It would be like a lot of work. This chick, I was in this bar, the crowded-ass Irish bar. I didn't want to go in there. And I was with this, at the time, this 21-year-old Puerto Rican kid. He was really annoyed. He was drunk, and he was eating all his nuggets and shit. He was just being a dick. He was just being annoyed. He wanted to go there. I didn't. So I guess he kind of got me laid, even though he didn't do anything. So I went to this crowd of people, and I bumped into her. I think she bumped into me on purpose. I don't know. And I said, oh, sorry. And then she kept, like, turning around looking at me. I was thinking, is she mad, like, that I bumped into her? And I was just looking around, and she looked at me 2 or 3 times. So I actually went over, and I just introduced myself. And I couldn't hear what she said. I think she said something like, hey, don't squeeze my hand. I hurt my hand or something. I was like, oh, okay. So I was just going to walk away. I was going nowhere. And then she started, like, rubbing her, grinding on me, like, rubbing her butt on me. And then she was with all these girls, like 8 or 9 girls. So she goes, I have to go. I was like, okay, bye. And she goes, where's your phone? And I'm like, huh? She's like, give me your phone. Hurry up. I got to leave. Where's your phone? I was like, okay. So I give her my phone. She puts her number in. It just says, text me. So I'm like, whatever. I wasn't going to text her. So 10 minutes goes by. I sent her some lame text messages. I go, glad to have met you or something. And it's Josh. And she says something like, you want to hang out tonight or no? Or something like that. So I'm thinking this is a joke the whole time. I'm like, okay, she's, So I'm like, yeah, we can hang out. Are you serious? She goes, She goes, you know what? I changed my mind. She was like joking around. So she's like, no, really, you down to hang out? You going to be up? And I said, yeah, we can hang out. I was like, are you being serious? She was like, do you want me to? She asked me like 5 times. I guess she might have been a little bit drunk. She's like, do you want me to come to you, or are you going to come to me? I didn't have a car at the time, so I was like, I guess you come to me. And I was with this Puerto Rican kid, and he was kind of weird. He was like, can I come over and listen?
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, because he was he told me he was a virgin, so that's why it was kind of weird. But I was like, why would you want to listen? And plus, I was like,
that's so weird.
And I was like, you don't even have enough transportation money. You like broke, you know. And I was like, I don't have a car to drive you home. How you gonna? I was like, that's kind of weird, dude. So I told her, I said, look, if this is serious, call me. I was on the shuttle bus. She called me and she sounded genuine. She's like, hey, I'm dropping my friend off now. And text me your address. So by the way, if I lived at my parents' house, this never would have happened, because I would have been like, sorry, I live with my mommy and daddy, and I'm not going to bring anybody over. So I texted her my address. She said GPS says 45 minutes. So it's like 3 in the morning. I'm tired. I worked that day. I start laying down, and she texts me. She goes, hey, I think I got lost. And I was like, I wrote back, like, I knew this was a joke. And she wrote, dude, you don't even know me. I'm on my way. Like, I'm not joking.
Shit.
So it's almost 4 a.m. and I get a text. She goes, I think I'm here. So I'm going outside thinking she's going to text me back like, I got you, you know, joking, whatever. So I put my sweatpants on, I go outside, I see headlights on, and I felt my legs drop. You know what I mean? Like, I was really nervous. I was excited. I wasn't happy. I was nervous as shit, because I was like, what the fuck? Because I was thinking, why the fuck would a girl drive 45 minutes? Like, is she that desperate to get laid? I guess so. I don't know. So I go to the car, we walk inside, and then, you know, she uses my bathroom. And I told her, I said, I thought the whole thing was a joke. She's like, oh, I can leave if you want. And I was like, no. I thought you were messing with me. Because it was just that easy. And I was like, is it really supposed to be that easy, you know?
Dude. So it sounds like, all right, so I think I'm getting a sense of what your issue is with girls. Is I don't think you...
Help me, dating coach Bee Lion.
Okay, I understand that I don't know shit.
I'm kidding. No, I'm
what
kidding.
I'm saying is that at least in terms of, like, it sounds like your self-esteem is so low, and yeah, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like your self-esteem is so low that when a girl's attracted to you, either you don't notice it or you think she's lying to you. Because the whole time you're talking about how this girl, like, how you think it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you talk about, you know, it's been however many years that you've been approaching girls, and I think my guess would be that from what you're saying is that there have been I would guess that there have been times that girls have been into you that you didn't take it any further because you already felt like they weren't feeling it when they were. That's just my observation here and what I'm getting.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, you're a piece of shit for saying that. I'm kidding. I want to say that I think you're half right. The part I think you're right about, this is me, you could be right about the whole thing, is I do have low self-esteem, very low, and I do think that girls are into me. But the part I think you're wrong in is they're every time that I thought a girl liked me, they didn't like me. So when I had girls telling me, "Oh, you're great," you know, yeah, I'll hang out with you and stuff, I try to be their friend. They never wanted to hang out with me. They were girls online would like use me to make them laugh because I was the funny guy and stuff.
Right.
And they never wanted to hang out with me even as a friend. And then there was other times where I was, you know, talking to a girl and she acted like she liked me, but it was always some manipulative motive, like just talk to me to make me laugh, or just when I'm bored, or you can take me out to go dancing and drinking, but I'm not gonna have sex with you, stuff like that. So it's happened a lot to the point where I just don't think a girl would ever just like me. I feel like there's always some motive. It's like it's always. Or there have just like the whole prostitute or Craigslist, like if I pay for it, you know, or I wine and dine them or some shit, you know.
So I get that. Look, again, I don't know anything about pickup or anything like that. But what I'm thinking is maybe you're running into the same types of, maybe you're, around the same types of girls all the time,
No, I told you I've approached all different races, older, younger. There's no way all those
What, are they
girls are
all
the
at
same.
bars?
No,
Eh,
I told you I when I got really obsessed with you call it pickup. That's what they call it. Approaching girls. I was going daytime. I went to college campuses, bookstores, parks, randomly on the street, outdoor events. I even went to supermarkets, stores, malls, everywhere.
Have you ever gone to the suburbs? Like the really, like,
I've
almost,
had somebody tell me that before. They're like, you should go to like this, but at the time I didn't have a car, and I did try some different areas when I got my car. Like I went to Manny Young, and it was so douchey. And I never went to suburbs. No, like only northeast where I live, kind of. And those girls were just fucking neighborhood skags, I mean, but I never thought ever. I'm just going to go to some guy tried to get me to go to some bar. I forgot what area it was, Allentown, PA or something. It was some club they had, but it was so far. It was
yeah.
like 2 hours. I was like, I might as well go fucking go to New York.
Wow. Yeah, I think like people who, I think there's a different energy in the suburbs than the city. I definitely think it's like, I mean, I've never really lived in the city where, it seems to be a little more energetic and everything. Like where around here, it seems like people are just kind of slower moving. Not slow as in like retarded, but it's just like, I think it's a different mindset where people are maybe not as judgy, not as quick to judge, which I think can kind of be the issue, right? Like if you're in a crowd, like, do you find there's a lot of like elitist girls who are like, well, you got to look like this guy from TV or whatever?
No, but I talk about this recently. Like another problem I have is the whole looks thing. Like I know I'm a chubby guy, and if I lost 30 pounds, I would, it would help me out. But it's hard for me to lose weight, and like I get rejected by girls sometimes. I'm not even attracted to. Like even fat girls look at me, and they're like, I'm not saying if a girl's fat, she should automatically want to fuck me or anything, but even fat girls look at me like, they're not into me at all, like I'm that bad looking. So I don't care what anybody says. I think there's things I can work on in my personality. I think it's my looks too. I think that they're just not attracted. And I'm so sick of people saying like girls don't care about looks and stuff. Yes, they do. Like why wouldn't they? Like they want to be somewhat attracted to a guy.
But do you ever see guys who are ugly?
Yeah, you brought that
And
up on
you're
the
like,
last
what?
episode, I think. And,
Oh shit, you're right.
No, it's fine. I'm not trying to say it in a dick website that you brought, but I answered that. But I said pretty much that I've seen it rarely. Like every once in a while, you see some fat guy with some cute girl, or you see some fucking nerd or something. But they probably have something going on. They might have rich fucking parents, or maybe they got some big Brian Lichter dick. Who knows? But but whatever.
I'll just leave that there. I'll just take that comment.
But listen,
But,
not everybody can, But listen,
But you know what? I'm not like, I don't know. I don't. I wish we had a female just for this short segment. Had a
I wouldn't
female,
ask.
like, tell
I
you
wouldn't.
like how you
I wouldn't
look.
even
Like
ask
tell you
a
what your
female.
looks are. Like I don't. I'm sorry, I can't judge. I really don't know. I don't think you're ugly, but I don't know what your like what a girl would say like what your attractiveness level is.
Well,
you know?
here's the thing. Guys tell me, even though it's weird, like I would never ask a guy, let's say it's gay, to say, am I good looking? But guys tell me, I've had a few guys tell me, they're probably trying to help my confidence, like, hey man, I'm not gay or anything, but you're a good look. I think you're a good looking guy, or you're not a bad looking guy. But I never hear women say that, so I think guys want to fuck me. And
I don't think women say that shit though.
But here's the thing: most girls, when I've had guys, this is so embarrassing when guys do this to me. I think a guy did this Friday night. He said to this one of the bouncers said to like this female waitress, he goes, "Well, you look at this guy right here. What do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, it was so embarrassing." And she's like, "Well, you don't look stupid." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you." And I've had guys do that. Like they ask her, like, "Do you think this guy's ugly?" It's like you would have to be really rude to be honest and go, yeah, dude, no offense, you're fucking hideous, like put a mask on or something, it's like, but most girls just say, I'm okay, like, you're alright, But all right to me is not good enough. It's like just because I'm not ugly does not mean that I'm attractive enough.
What about all right with a great personality? Then
I don't
isn't
have a
that
great
like
personality.
is that enough?
Probably not. I don't think my personality. I would have to change. Like I said, I would have to change myself.
So when you say, all right, so it's interesting. You're talking about like the idea of changing yourself. Now, I feel like there's good and bad types of change. There's types of changing yourself where it's like, like I know you're a very honest person, and integrity seems like it's pretty important to you. Are there things that you can change in your behavior that benefit you that aren't changing you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's
like,
just
I wish
like
I had a good example of that, but
well, I mean, it's actually just like the whole vulgar thing. Like I've done that before. I know girls don't like it if I'm like my act. Like I would never go up and just tell a rape joke or something, or obviously, the vulgarity and stuff, like lower that. But it's like I said, I tried so much different stuff. I really did. Like I like the whole. I don't know if you're not familiar with the whole pickup artist thing, but the old school method they used to tell guys to be indirect. Now indirect pretty much means you hide your intentions. You never say, hey, you're cute. You never compliment them. You just you try to get them to chase you. You tease them. You just try to get them. You try to show you're an interesting guy. I tried that, and that was me being fake. That was just me being like, look, this isn't really who I am. It's just like I'm gonna tell you a story, a made up story. I'm gonna tease you. I'm gonna do all this shit. I tried that, and girls would laugh sometimes, but it didn't get me anywhere. And then I tried the whole direct thing, which I like because it's just honest. Where you just you're just a straight shooter. You flirt with them and all that. It's just easier to do that, but. As far as the personality thing goes, it's like, as I said before in the last episode, it's too much work. It really is. It's like to try to figure out. You're not going to figure out ever. Every girl's different. They want different things. There's no way I'm going to figure out what the hell they want. And number one. And number two, they don't have to change anything about their self. So why the fuck should I sit here and rack my brain again to try to figure out what they want when they don't have to do shit?
Well, that would... So, what do you think would happen? I'm curious what you think would happen if you talked to a girl like kind of the same way that you would talk to a guy. Do you talk in completely different ways? Like minus the sexual part, but just like the way that you speak in general, is it much different when you talk to women?
Well, it's gotten better. Like I said, I used to be really afraid to talk to girls when I first started, and then they say, "Oh, talk to girls like the way you talk to your friends." I've done that, and what I realize is I don't have any friends for the most part. Number two, when I do try, I guess I don't, it didn't work. Maybe I talk to people like in a shitty way, I guess, but that didn't.
Do you think it's the amount of times you say "cunt" per sentence? That's maybe.
It could
do you
be.
say "cunt" to? Do you often say that word to women when you're?
No, the only time I've ever done that was that video that I have when I say the cunt over and over to get the girl's number. Remember? It has almost 1,000
I do
views.
kind of remember that.
It has almost 1,000 views, and I got
yes,
the number.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
That was funny. So wait, did you ended up getting her number, right?
Yeah, and it was weird. I think so I texted her, and I think she gave me like her other number. It was like a fucking company number or something because it said some sort of company, and then I think I got a text from her like 3 weeks later, but it was an invite to an event, but it wasn't like for us to hang out. It was like a charity thing. So she gave me like some charity event number because that's what I am. I need charity,
Wait, do you think she wanted? Wait, so did she just give you a fake number, or are you saying she wanted to go with you to some charity event?
No. It was a charity number. Like, it wasn't like, hey, you want to go to this charity event? It was like, you can donate to this cause.
What the hell? So, did you ever wait? So, but then you did get her phone number, right?
Not really. She gave me a bullshit number, pretty much. It was a real number, but it wasn't like a fucking Google Voice number or something. It was a fucking. It was something she would give to like probably a client at work or something. It wasn't like.
So, did you ever follow up?
No. I texted one time, then I got a reply for the charity thing, and that was it. I just knew she wasn't interested.
Yeah. It's when you I remember a long time ago when I went out with you to Old City.
Oh yeah, well, remember we were trying to
Really?
get pussy before you met your girlfriend?
Yeah. So so I remember I was like at some bar, at one of the bars, and I was like I don't remember what the bar was, but there's like an upstairs part that overlooks the downstairs, and there's
Yeah.
like a guy who's like a bouncer or something up there.
Yeah.
And I was saying something to him, and you're like, I think you said you trying to. I think you said like, dude, you trying to pick him up or something, like that's gay or whatever, something like that. Not that's gay, but something along those lines. And I was thinking now, looking back at it, like, don't you think talking to anybody, regardless of their gender, is practice to just like talk to people better?
Yeah.
Like, in other words,
Maybe
if
what
you
I was.
get
I
better
mean,
at talking to guys, so you think you get better at talking to girls too?
yeah, it's good to you should talk to everybody. And I think what I was maybe trying to say, but I said it in a douchebag way, was don't spend too much time talking to the bouncer. You know, like because I thought you were really trying to get it in. You know, so I was just like, don't spend too much time talking to this guy. I think, but I probably just said it in a dick way.
Oh, all right. No, I was just curious what you thought about like that idea. Like, you think when you're talking to people who, do you picture women as women or like people? I know that's a weird question.
Did I picture them as women or people?
Like, do you picture, these are people, and then attractive women are a different group, and you don't think of them as human, as people? I know it sounds sexist what I'm saying, but I'm just saying like a general mindset I know a lot of guys have that is what makes them nervous, I think, is that you don't think of them as people the way you think of other people.
No, I mean I think that they're all cunts, regardless of
All kinds. Guys and girls, all kinds.
including my mother, by the way. But
including your mother, but including your mother, but including your mother, but including